This is a tale of two evaluations. The first evaluation tale. Did you know that I play the violin? And my mother taught me? Oh. My mother was taught to play the violin in the 1930s and 40s by a Russian immigrant with huge amounts of criticism, as was the way it was done at that time. She taught me to play the violin in the 1970s, where there was this emerging concept that perhaps criticizing all the time wasn't a good idea. Therefore, she would start with a half-hearted compliment, pile on criticism after criticism after criticism after criticism, and then end with another half-hearted compliment. And that was her answer to the problem. If you compare it to a sandwich, it would look much like this, with way too much inside. It was a very hard way to accept teaching. And it's an equally hard way to eat. As you can see from this little cartoon of this little guy trying to eat this huge sandwich. As it says in the poem, Children Learn What They Live by Dorothy Lou Nolte, if a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. Consequently, because of how I was raised, the default way that I would evaluate would be to criticize and condemn. Sadly, one time when I was evaluating an icebreaker speech, my default critical nature emerged, and that speaker never returned again to Toastmasters. By contrast, more of that poem states, if a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. But how can we do this? How can we only encourage and praise? Surely people can't improve if we only encourage and praise. What is the balance? How do you give an effective evaluation? Before the speech, meet with the speaker briefly to discuss their goals on pathways and to discuss anything that they want you, the evaluator, to watch out for. Maybe they say a lot of ums. Maybe they gesticulate too much. Maybe all their motions go off the screen. Who knows? Maybe there's too much light on their glasses. Then, during the speech, guess what? Listen. Was there a good hook, joke, some way to bring people in, some way to hold the attention of the listeners? What was the organization, the main points? Was there a call to action? During the speech, record your impressions. Notice the speaking clarity, the speed, the gestures, the stage use, the eye contact, and the audience connection. And especially note down what the speaker wanted you to pay attention to. During the table topics, organize your evaluation, all the while praying that the table topics take a long time. Summarize your speech. Most people want to know that they've been heard. Actually, that's one of the highest compliments, is to relay to someone that you heard their speech. but also focus on the pathway's objectives and what it is that they told you to pay attention to. Then reinforce the positives. Once again, speaking clarity, speed, gestures, stage use, eye contact, and audience connection. Reinforce any positives in the organization, the hook, the call to action. If there was any improvement over the last speech, make sure to mention it, even if they didn't mention to you that they wanted you to look for it. Then describe 1 or 2 areas of improvement. Okay to do only 1. Okay to do none even. Sometimes that's fine. Then end with that huge piece of bread again of encouragement. Summarize your key points, repeat positives, look forward to the next speech. Remember that most speakers improve by just speaking. Most areas of improvement will drop away as speakers speak over and over again. Reiterate the call to action. Remember 3 points. If this is your first time evaluating, it's okay to just summarize the speech and not give any improvements. This is where I fail, guys. In the Toastmaster notes, it says, when you're evaluating, only use I statements and not you statements. I'm not really sure what that means. If you can tell me afterwards, but they said to say it, so I said it. Most importantly, remember that everyone is on their own speaking journey. Maybe someone is too scared to look up from their notes. Notice the few times they do and when they do, and call out the success. Maybe someone says ums and ahs a lot, and then the next time they say fewer. Call out what is successful. People repeat successes. They want the praise. Everyone is on their own speaking journey. I said it was a tale of 2 evaluations. So now let's hear about the second evaluation. I joined Toastmasters on a Sunday and gave my icebreaker speech 2 days later. I am sure there were at least 20 areas of improvement, if not more. However, the amazing evaluator used the Toastmasters evaluation sandwich. She complimented me, gave me only 2 areas of improvement, and then talked about my great strengths in speaking. I was so encouraged. I floated out of that meeting on a cloud, and I thought, I can improve 2 areas. I was so encouraged, I gave a speech a mere 2 weeks later, at which the next evaluation gave me 2 different areas to improve. Once again, I wanted to speak more because it was so encouraging. And it was immediate. Use the Toastmasters sandwich evaluation method so that speakers can be encouraged to speak more often while making improvement. Remember, the Toastmasters area of improvement, it makes a sandwich that you can eat and therefore will nourish you. Thanks very much.